Hi, this is Brittany from Hand2mind. This is our second grade Teach at Home math video series. This is week 4, day 3. So have you ever been asked to add up more than just 2 numbers? So sometimes I'm asked to add a series of numbers because they might come in a chart or something like that, and I need to figure out what the total is. But one of the things I don't want us to forget is that when we look at numbers and we look at more than just 2, we still need to look for numbers with relationships. So, for example, we might have 58, 65, 12, and 15. And those are a lot of different numbers. But if I can look at those numbers first and see any relationships, then those are the numbers I need to add first. So for example, 58 and 12. Those are really nice numbers to put together because I know that 58, 8, and 12, the 2, that makes a 10 somehow. So that could be helpful. Or the other 2 numbers I believe were 65 and 15. Wouldn't it be nice to put the 65 and the 15 together? And then we can put the 2 numbers together. So come join me today as we learn about adding more than just 2 numbers. We might add 3 2-digit numbers or even 4 2-digit numbers. But we're going to look for strategies and look for those relationships that we can use. So come join me as we add more than just 2 2-digit numbers. So today we are going to begin by looking at a situation where we're going to solve and we're going to think about it, and then we're going to get to play a game. So this situation starts off, so you can follow along or you can read as I do. And it starts off with Carly had 4 bags of marbles. How many marbles did she have? So as a mathematician, we always want to make sure that we understand the problem. So who or what is this about? Well, it's about Carly. And what do we want to know? In Carly and what? Well, Carly has some marbles. Do y'all have marbles? Yeah, my daughter used to collect marbles. So she used to have these bags of marbles too. So what are we trying to figure out about Carly and these marbles? We're trying to figure out how many marbles she has. So what does that mean we're going to have to do with these marbles? Did you say put them together? Yeah, so we got to put the 29 marbles with the 14 marbles, with the 11 marbles, with the 36 marbles, right? And so my question for you is, if I have to put all these together, so I have to put them together, do I have to start from left and just add this one and then add this one and add this one? Do I have to add in order? Can you tell the person next to you if you have to add in order? Or could I start anywhere and add any 2 numbers? Did you say that I could start anywhere and I could add any 2 numbers first? Yeah. So when I have to add more than just 2 add-ins, I also want to look for some relationships. So I want to look for numbers that kind of just go together nicely. Okay? So sometimes I can find number pairs that go together nicely. I can see one right now. If I was to do this and add this up, I would not start with 29 plus 14. That's not very nice for me. But I see something between 29 and 11. So that's actually where I'm going to start. And so what is 29 plus 11? What's 29 plus 11? Well, I know that I can take one from 11 and I can give it to the 29. And then I have this really nice problem, 30 plus 10, and that gets me 40. So I've added 29 and I've added 11 and I got 40. Okay, so now we've done 29 plus 11. So now we have to add up 14 and 36, right? We have to add up the 14 and the 36. So 14 plus 36. Do you see any relationships there? I see one. I can take 4 and I can give 4. And now I have 10 plus 40. And what is 10 plus 40? Well, it's 50. So now I can put the two sums that I got together. So I can put 40 plus 50 to give me 90. Well, let's see how we could have done that if we would have seen all of those numbers in a row. So here's 29 plus 14 plus 11 plus 36. Now remember, you don't have to go from left to right here. I can look for relationships. So the relationship that I saw was 29 and 11. And I knew 29 and 11, if I added that, that would give me, I solved that and got 40. And then I did 14 plus 36. And then that got me 50. And now I could add 40 plus 50, and I got 90. So when we add more than 2 add-ins, it's really important that we look for the relationship so we can decide what numbers we want to add together first and then next. So we're going to practice this by playing a game. So this is going to be you versus me. And you get to start. So this is going to be you. So I'm going to spin the spinner, and I'm just going to fill in the chart with 10s and 1s. So I'll spin it once, and that'll go in the 10s. I spin it again in the 1s. And it's going to make our 4 two-digit numbers. Then we're going to, together, add up all 4 numbers and get a sum. And I'm going to do the same thing. It's going to be, you're going to do it with me. We're doing this really together. It's just that this one's going to be for you, and then the next one's going to be mine. And then we're going to compare the sums. And whoever has the greater sum gets the point. Okay? So here we go. So this is how we're going to go. Spin the spinner. Okay, so you got 2 10s and 8 1s. Make another number. Oh, 2 10s and 1 1. And, oh, that was right on the 7 10s, 1 1, 4 10s, and 7 1s. Okay, so now we're ready to add up. So our numbers are 28 plus 21 plus 71 plus 47. So the question is, do you see any numbers that you want to add up first? Because you're like, I want to add those 2 numbers. I wonder, so which 2 numbers do you want to add up first? How many of you saw something about, you're like 21 and 71? Those are really nice numbers. I think I'm just going to add up those first. Could we add up those first? Sure. So what is 21 plus 71? So 21 plus 71. Did you get 92? Yeah. So we got 92. Now what? So I've got 21 and 71, and I've got 92. Do you see any relationships that could be helpful? Well, I see one right here. What if I added up 28 plus 92? So I might come over here, because that one might not be as easy. I need to keep track of my mental steps. But something that I saw is that if I could take these 2 and I could give these 2, that's 30 plus 90. Where am I at now if I add these 2? I'm at 30 plus 90 gives me 3 10s plus 9 10s, 12 10s, which is the same thing as 120. Now I get to just add my 120 and my 47, which is a really nice number. And I get what? 167. So your sum that you got was 167. That's really kind of nice, right? Yeah. So you got 167. Okay. So your sum was 167. So let's do mine. Here we go. 4 tens, 6 ones, 2 tens, 2 ones, 1 10, 9 ones, 7 tens, 9 ones. So my numbers are 46 plus 22 plus 19 plus 79. Those are my 4 numbers. So now I'm going to look at these 4 numbers and I'm going to decide which 2 I'm going to start with. I want you to do the same. And I want you to think about which 2 numbers would make sense to you to put together the easiest. So take a moment to do that, and I'm going to do the same, and you can go ahead and solve it, and then I will show you how I solve mine. Okay, so the 2 that I'm going to start with are really going to be 19 and 79. And my reason for starting with that is because I noticed something about 19, that it's really close to 20. So I did some work to the side and I said, I'm going to start at 79 and instead of adding 19, I'm going to add 20 and that's going to get me to 99. But that's 1 too many, so I'm going to adjust 1, and so that's 98. So 19 and 79 is 98. Then, once I did that, then I added 98 and 22. And I did that because I noticed that 98 and 22, that this 2 and 8, I can make another 10. So if I took 2 from here and gave it to here, now I have this 100 plus 20, which is a really nice 100 plus 20. It's 120, which is really nice. And then I could just add 46 plus 120 to get 166. So 166. 120 plus 46 is 166. So that's my sum. So I got 166. So who's greater? 167 or 166? It's really close. You're greater. So you score the point. So the score is you 1, me 0. Okay, this spin is going to be for you. So here we go. 8 tens, 6 ones, 9 tens, 8 ones, 1 10, 9 ones, 6 tens, 7 ones. Okay, so you have numbers 86 plus 98 plus 19 plus 67. Okay, so I want you to decide which numbers you're going to add up first and find the sum, and then I will show you my way. So take a moment to look at the numbers first and see if you see any relationships. Okay. I'm going to start with 98 and 67. Those are going to be my 2. Now you may be going, why would you start with those numbers? Well, because I decided I would go over here and I would think about this. 98 is really close to 100. So if I jump 2 of that 67, that gets me to 100. And then all I have left to jump is 65 because 2 plus 65 is 67. So I'm at 165. So that I could see that 98 was really close to 100 and that helped me out a lot. So then the next 2 numbers I'm going to add were 165 plus 100 plus 19. Now you might be going, why would you add those two? Well, my reasoning for doing that was because I could start at 165, I could jump 20 because 19 was really close to 20, and so that gets me to 185, and then I just have to remove one, and that gets me to 184. So I know that that gets me to 184. Then I can do 184 plus 86, and I see something there that if I have 184 plus 86, I know a relationship between the 4 and the 6. If I take 4 and I give 4, now I have a problem like 180 plus 90, which is a really nice problem. 18 tens and 9 tens, which is 18 tens and 9 tens is 27 tens, which is the same thing as 270. So I got 270. So my answer ends up being 270. Or your answer ends up being 270. So your sum is 270. Nice. Okay, so you have a sum of 270, and so this one is going to be me, and the score is you 1 and me 0. So let's try again. So here we go. I got 3 tens. Let's round the 1. 9 tens, 8 ones. 7 tens, 9 ones. 2 tens, 9 ones. Okay, so here's my 4 numbers that we're going to add up together. 31 plus 98 plus 79 plus 29. Okay, so what I want for you to do is I want you to look at these numbers, and I want you to decide what 2 numbers would you add up first and why. Okay, so I want you to do that first. Okay, and go ahead and find the sum, and then I'll show you which ones I'm going to add up. So the 2 I'm going to start with are going to be 31 and 29. And my reasoning for doing 31 and 29 is that I see something that if I take one and I give one, then I get a nice problem like 30 plus 30, and I know that's 60. And so that's kind of a nice problem for me. So then my next one is going to be 98 plus 60. And my reasoning for that is because I can actually think of 98 as 100. So if I add 100 to this, then I know that's 160. But it's 98, so I just have to remove 2, and that gets me to 158. So I know that that's 158, and all I have left to do is the 79. And so I'm going to do the same thing that I thought pretty much there. So I'm going to start at 158. I know 78 is really close to 80, so instead of doing 79 is really close to 80. So instead of doing 79, I'm going to do 80. So I know when I add tens, my ones stay the same, and I've got 8 tens and 15 tens. 15 tens and 8 tens is 23 tens, so it's 238. So I'm at 238. So, but that's 1 too many, so I have to remove 1, and now I'm at 237. So my answer comes down 237. So I got 237 and you got 270. So which one's greater? 270 is greater. So you won. You beat me 2-0. So today we've been talking about adding 4 two-digit numbers. When we add four two-digit numbers, we want to make sure that we look at the numbers first and see which ones we can find relationships that we can put together, and then we can add the rest of them and continue to look for those relationships. If you'd like to practice this skill more, please go to hand2mind.com where you can find more activities that go around this. Hope you all have a great rest of the day.